Rick. I'm a marketing and advertising consultant. If you want to learn more about me, my website's themanlift.com, where I write about demand generation and business strategy. So, yes, there we go.
We like the other picture better.
Who knows who this guy is? Seth Godin. He is an author, speaker, and a thought leader. And one of the thoughts that he had recently was that content marketing is the only marketing that we have left. And whether if you agree with that or not, doesn't matter. But I thought it was interesting. So I'm going to talk about content marketing and how you can use data and analytics to inform content marketing. I'm going to talk about a couple of ways that, or a couple of mistakes that are pretty common today. And then I'll talk about a couple of ways that you can use data and analytics to be able to inform your content marketing so that we don't make those mistakes. Then at the end of this presentation, you'll see a slide with a graphic that kind of ties everything together, and it's just a good reminder of how you can use data and analytics for content marketing. So one of the first mistakes that we see is just a spray and pray method. You know, like a lot of brands and clients out there right now are just making a lot of content, but they're not necessarily aligning it to a strategy. They don't know what they're actually using the content for. A second mistake that we see is the reverse. So they have a lot of strategy, but they have absolutely no action. You know, it's kind of like this picture of the car, fast car. Like, we know it's fast. It looks fast, it's probably fast, but it's not going to take you anywhere because it doesn't have any wheels. A third mistake that we see a lot of times is not a lot of variety. So, you know, who here just eats blue M&Ms? And who here only reads blog posts? And who here only exchanges their email address for a white paper? Probably not a whole lot. Then the fourth and final mistake, there's plenty of others, but a fourth one is they're winking at people in the dark. You know, they're creating content, but they're not really distributing it. They're posting it on their blog, they're you know, putting it out there, but they have no distribution or syndication. So we're going to talk about a couple of different ways that you can use data and analytics for content marketing. And I want you to imagine this slide with 4 different content marketing metrics or metric categories. The top one is going to be consumption. The second one is going to be sharing. The third one is going to be leads. And then the fourth one is going to be sales. You're probably all familiar with this one on the diagram. The first consumption metric that you want to look at is just the quantity. So how many people, how many eyeballs are actually seeing your content? You know, is it a lot? Is it not a lot? And relative to what? A second metric that you want to look at for consumption is what channels are they actually consuming the content most or the least? And that can kind of give you some insight into what your best channels are for certain types of content and your least or your worst performing channels for different types of content. The third consumption metric that you want to look at, or metric category that you want to look at, is frequency. So, you know, for people that are consuming your content, are they consuming it once, or are they coming back and repeating? You know, or are they repeat visitors? And that can kind of give you some insight into whether it's a top of funnel content piece that you're using, or if it's a lower funnel content piece. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about sharing metrics. So the first one we're going to look at is which pieces of content are actually being shared. If we understand that, then we can figure out which content pieces we want to develop more of to be able to promote that behavior. The second one is who is actually doing the sharing most often. Is it going to be a B2B example? Is it going to be the decision maker that's actually going to be purchasing the product, or is it going to be you know, the person vetting the product for the decision maker? A third sharing metric that we want to look at is where it's actually being shared. So, you know, for example, like, is it going to be a LinkedIn influencer that's just passionate about the industry that's sharing that content? Or is it going to be a brand advocate that just purchased something that's super happy with it and just advocating about the product? It's just important to know who or where they're actually sharing that content. The third one ties under frequency. How often are they sharing? And why? That's probably the most important. Is understanding if it's a trending topic and that's the reason why they're sharing that content, or if it's consistently driving performance. There's one leads example that I have here, leads metrics example, and that is whether the content supports your demand generation efforts or your lead nurturing efforts. For example, prospects. Like, are you attracting prospects to your content, or are you nurturing them and designing your content to actually convert those prospects? There's two sales metrics or metric categories, and the first one is going to be driving revenue, or understanding if your content is driving revenue. So is your content geared towards a certain type of product to be able to close a sale, or is it actually designed towards gaining more advocates for that product and gaining referrals? The last metric is going to be if your content is actually filling the funnel. So are you attracting new website visitors, or is your content actually designed to nurture and convert once they land on your website? The second to last slide here is that graphic that I mentioned. So this just kind of serves as a reminder or takeaway if you want. The left side here, I guess my right, is going to be the different metrics that you have or examples, and then the one on the left side is going to be the metric categories. So I think Seth is onto something. He might not agree with him that it's the only kind of content, but I think he's onto something. I think content marketing is extremely important today. So hopefully this gives you some information around how you can use data and analytics to actually inform your content.